The entire world is struggling to keep the lights on.
Meantime, as we've said, hitting its highest level since 2008 today. Tom Closer from...
We are in either the worst energy crisis since the 1970s or darn close to it now.
We're in the midst of an energy crunch, perhaps unlike we've ever seen.
Global energy costs are on the rise, so that means the things that keep your business running are getting more expensive. The lights, the water, the gas bill, all of it. If you want to save money, efficiency is key, and mCloud is here to help. Drawing from technology used in the world's most demanding industries, Asset Care takes the health, performance, and efficiency of your assets to new heights. No upfront fees, no hidden costs, and one simple price per connected asset combined with continuous performance improvements that you can measure. Every aspect of asset management, from operations to optimization to maintenance, under one umbrella, enabling you to get the most out of your assets. mCloud Asset Care.
You're watching America Trends. I'm Burt-Godwin, and our next guest is the founder and CEO of Inflectra, which is a company that delivers quality software faster and with lower risk. Welcome to America Trends, Adam Sandman.
Hello, thanks for having me on the show today.
I'm happy to have you today. So before we dive into Inflectra, I wanted to start with you and a little bit about how you got started. I was reading that you were like a Doogie Howser of the tech world because you started at age 10 of programming. So talk to me about that.
Right, no, it's true. So this is back in the early 80s, and growing up, was very fortunate. It was the time for those who grew up in that period where computers were actually affordable for households for the first time. I mean, before that, there were the preserve of offices and banks and big businesses, but we could actually, as a home consumer, use them. I remember going to the store and buying our first computer. My parents bought me our first computer and using it. And I remember for the first time as a 10-year-old, I thought I can do something that no one has done before. I have the power to create these new things, these new worlds, and these pieces of software, computer games for my friends, and things that were useful. I remember writing some software for the school to use to help them with some of their map routing for people going to school. I was like, and my teachers had no idea how any of this stuff worked. So it was really empowering as someone who was, 10, where you're always learning from adults, to be able to, for the first time, have something that you knew, that people who were older than you, that you looked up to and respected, were amazed at what you could do. And I think that computer programming for my generation was really a way for you to build worlds that no one has seen before. And I think every generation finds technology, whether it's mobile apps or artificial intelligence or anything we're seeing today. Young people look for technology because it empowers us to feel like we can build a new future. We're not just following what our teachers are telling us or our parents are telling us. And so I think that's why I got into it, and I think that's why a lot of young people do gravitate towards technology.
Yeah, I would say the younger generations have a leg up. I remember trying to tell my dad how to program the VCR because he couldn't figure that out. But now my kids are trying to tell me how to use my phone. So the kids always know more. So right. I want to talk, because now you're the CEO of Inflectra. And so I was reading your mission is to make software testing more efficient for all types of businesses. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about that and some of your key products.
Right. Well, our primary platform is called the SpiraPlan and SpiraTest platforms, and they really help customers manage quality. They help them deliver faster and reduce risk, as you mentioned. Now, why is that important is because too often when we're building software, we focus on speed. Go to market faster, and the market prizes delivering functionality faster than our competitors. The problem is, as software is getting more intertwined in our everyday lives, the risk of making mistakes, the risk of the software not being of high quality is increasingly prevalent and more dangerous. As we look at things like autonomous driving cars, you look at medical devices like pacemakers that have embedded software on them, you look at smart power grids, you look at battery storage, almost every aspect of our economy and things around our house, things that are safety critical, use software in ways they've never done before. And so we have to, as a software development testing community, people building software or deploying it or manufacturers, they have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to make sure what we're delivering is of high quality and hasn't got side effects that we don't anticipate. And so our products really help you do that. And that's, I think, one of the things that our customers are very interested in. And we have customers in the automotive sector with autonomous car type products. We have the government, defense companies using it for the Joint Strike Fighter type programs and other very complex, very important systems that require a lot of testing, have a lot of different people manufacturing the parts that come together like a supply chain, and it all has to be tested. And so these are the kinds of customers we work with. We also have like hospitals who are testing the items going in to a hospital system, and everything has to be tested before it goes into a hospital or a power plant. Even if it's something as simple as the email program, because there could be side effects that people don't realize. And I think it's just super critical.
So a couple of different things. You keep saying the software, and I keep thinking of software updates that come up on my phone, or for apps, there's always constant updates that are fixing all the bugs. So once a software is even in use, you can still be testing it, right, to check for bugs that may need updates.
Right. So what often happens when software's updated, if you look at something like, and I don't work for Microsoft, but with Microsoft Update, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with, it's pushing updates to computers all the time. But it's also monitoring those updates, because there might be a side effect on one type of computer, which it will detect and then report back to Microsoft, and then they have to do another update. And so because things are happening so much more quickly, and there's such a range of devices out there, that you have to not only deploy updates, but you have to be monitoring in real time the impact of those updates. The other thing that's really important as for those working in the industry is making sure those updates are secure. There was a big data breach a few years ago, I won't mention the company name, people in the industry probably know of it, where someone injected malware into the update system because they were able to compromise the system that delivers that update and all the software development that goes into that update. So instead of deploying an update, you were deploying a virus right into your system. And so bad actors out there understand how this happens, understand they're looking for ways to basically compromise the security of all the software that we use. And when I say software, it's everything. It's the car you're driving. We just bought a new Subaru, which is a great car, but it has all these technology in it, which I'm getting used to, and my kids are teaching me how to use it.
Right.
And it monitors your driving, it monitors your eye, it monitors your position, the road lanes. There's actually interesting topics where they've actually done studies where they can actually cause an AI that's involved with self-driving cars to misread a road sign deliberately. So the stop sign that was actually in front of them, the car thought it was a slow down sign and didn't stop.
Oh, wow.
It's called AI poisoning, but it's a deliberate way to damage the data being used by AI. So it's an interesting type of thing we haven't seen before.
Yeah, actually, I was going to talk to you about that, how AI kind of reaches into this, what you're doing, because it's changing everything, and software is changing, like you said, by the minute, and it's everywhere. It's in everything we use now. So how is that one of the reasons, or is that one of the ways it's affecting us?
Oh, so AI is a huge topic, and as I'm sure you can imagine, I can only scratch the surface, but AI is being used already in testing. So a lot of testing products, including our own, use AI to help make the testing faster and easier. But the problem is that AI is also obviously being used to build the tools in the first place. The big difference is when we write software as humans, we document what we're doing and we understand what its limitations are, maybe some of the risks. When you're looking at an AI system, it's not programmed by a human. The model has learned itself. And there's something called interpretability, which is how did it come up with that system? Well, we don't know. And since we as humans don't know how it came up with that particular way of solving a problem, how do we test it? How do we know what risks are there that we are not aware of when we don't actually even know how it came up with it in the first place? So it makes testing very difficult, because what are you testing? You don't even know what the right answer is.
Right. Wow. This is fascinating, and it sounds like every company needs to know what Inflectra is and to hire you, because everyone needs software testing right now. So Adam Sandman, founder and CEO of Inflectra, Inflectra.com, and people can hire you for one or multiple. Do you run the course of somebody's business?
So what we do is we provide the software tools to deliver that are used, and we have a partner network of consulting firms that will take our tools, work with a client to actually help them improve their processes. So it's actually a collaborative effort, and we do work with many companies in our partner network in different industries who have industry knowledge as well as our tools.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It was a pleasure speaking with you. Inflectra.com, Adam Sandman, and everyone at home. Stick around for more America Trends right after this quick break.